Well, hello. Welcome back to the series. If you are still enjoying it, make sure you drop a like because, well, it's going to get very interesting in the next few minutes. It says a lot about a Football Manager save when it's both equally frustrating and rewarding at the same time. And now I've hit that point. But I won't dally on this screen too much because there is a lot to get through at the moment. In the last episode, we took on Middlesbrough at home in the league and beat them by 2-1 with 2 goals from Alex Samuel, who got another brace after he got one against Cardiff in the game before that. And it's been a brilliant time for him. It's been a brilliant time for him. It's been a brilliant time for me. I mean, I just can't wait to show you the results. Now, following that game against Middlesbrough in the league, we took him on in the FA Cup away from home in the third round, and Alex Samuel continued his great goal scoring streak at the moment by scoring the winner as we beat them by 1-0. But then we followed that up with an away trip to league leaders QPR, and we were absolutely dispatched by 3-0. I mean, they really didn't give us a chance in that game. And then we went away to Sheffield Wednesday, a team that were just above us in the league, and Joe Jacobson scored from the penalty spot to give us a priceless 1-0 win. Now, after the win against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, we were drawn away at Luton Town in the 4th round of the FA Cup, and I thought to myself, this is not really a game that I care about. I'm not going to live com this game because it's clearly not going to be a great game to watch, really. How wrong I was. And the game was so eventful, I'm going to have to give it its own segment in the video because it was an incredible game to watch. In the first half of the game, we managed to control the game quite convincingly. Uche Ekpiazu opened the scoring after 20 minutes after he was played through by Daryl Horgan. And talking of Daryl Horgan, he got his goal as he made it 2-0 10 minutes later. And at this stage, I thought to myself, we got the control of this game, we should be fine. But within a 15-minute spell of the second half, James Collins volleyed in to make it 2-1 and then headed in to equalise. And then George Moncur had a free kick from about 30 yards out, which went in off the bar and in off David Stockdale, which meant that Luton Town were leading 3-2 with 10 minutes left on the clock. Adebayo Akinfenwa then came off the bench to set up Alex Samuel, another substitute, to make it 3-3 with only 5 minutes left on the clock. And then we managed to get a counter-attack in the 88th minute as Tafazoli played it forward to Akinfenwa, who laid it off to Alex Samuel, who played in Fred Onyedima to fire it in to make it 4-3 with 2 minutes left on the clock. And with the clock ticking over 90 minutes, George Moncur thought he'd equalised again for Luton Town as he fired it in, but then it was an offside was called for a player that wasn't even offside. And then we managed to give the ball away from the resulting free kick, and then James Collins headed it in to make it 4-4 in injury time. I mean, I couldn't believe it at all. And I completely forgot that these games actually went to extra time and there was no replays, and I was actually gearing up for penalties because there was not really much happening in extra time. But then in the 121st minute, Dominic Gape got on the ball and played a fantastic ball forward for Alex Samuel to fire it home and give us a 5-4 win in added time. 5-4 away at Luton in the FA Cup. And that was the game I didn't live com. I can't believe it. And you know what I can guarantee now? The game that I'm going to live com in this episode is going to be absolutely dog shit in comparison. We will start off with some good news as well, as Josh Knight has had his loan extended by Leicester, who thankfully accepted the offer from us, which means that he will be here until the end of the season, which is good because he's the best centre-back and best centre midfielder I've got. Kilmarnock thought they were hilarious by putting in a loan offer for my striker Alex Samuel, who's in some of the best form of his life at the moment. Boys, you're about 3 months early for April Fools here. Interestingly, there were some takeover rumours at the club, and I was actually kind of disappointed as well that they weren't true because I need some money in this club to improve them. I know I keep saying to improve them and we're doing really well at the moment, but I mean, this isn't going to last forever. Everyone knows that. Alex Samuel then also said that he was quite happy to have the chance to join Kilmarnock on loan. I mean, is he taking the actual piss? He's scored like 6 or 7 goals so far for me since I brought him into the team, and now he wants to go to Scotland. Why? Like, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to ruin your career at the young age of 25? I also got into Lee Johnson's head because I said that he was actually a very good appointment for Middlesbrough just before we beat them 1-0 in the FA Cup. But he said he admired me. I mean, what is there to admire about me? I mean, I'm sort of struggling with attractive features about myself, really. And talking of that Middlesbrough game as well, Alex Samuel managed to get an injury before the game, which meant that he couldn't play. But I forced him to play and he scored the winner. So who's the real winner in this situation? The board also weren't happy with the lack of youngsters that are signed for the first team. But, I mean, you know, it would be nice if you actually gave me some money to sign some players. I mean, it's incredibly difficult to sign players with £20 in the wage budget. And I decided to put my foot down at the club and I decided to terminate the contract of Matt Bloomfield, a player that's been here since 2003, seen the club rise up and down the leagues, and was a coach of the club. And that means that I need to find a new coach now. Haven't really thought that through. Look, I had no time for legends, and also he was on £1.5 a week, which I mean is a lot of money for me at the moment because I haven't got any, which I've said many a time on this series already. Former Wycombe manager Martin O'Neill also said that Tom Lockyer in the Luton defence was probably going to be the key man in this game, and if we got past him, then we had a chance of winning. I mean, looking at his stats, It's sort of hard to argue with that. Just another screenshot of Alex Samuel getting man of the match, and that's his third one in 6 games now. I'm just waiting for the day that he never scores again. It's inevitably going to happen, isn't it? So after our win against Luton, we had the 5th round draw, and there were a few big teams there. Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United. We managed to draw Brighton at home. Great, so that's episode 8 done, and that is not going to be a great episode either. And the chairman also rubbish talks that there was going to be a takeover. I mean, if there's going to be a takeover, please let it happen. Just please let it happen. Although if the new owners are going to replace me, then I'd rather it didn't happen. But now we move into our game against Birmingham at home, and I have kept the same system and tactics from the last few games that we've played, but I have rejigged the side a little bit. Uche Ikpeazu makes his return to the side and leads the line for us instead of Alex Samuel, who I've noticed has been doing a lot better off the bench, even though he has been scoring recently. Josh Knight has been pushed back from midfield to defence and will take his place alongside Darius Charles in the centre-back positions, and David Stockdale makes his return to the side and replaces Ryan Alsop in goal. I mean, it's a pretty strong team that I've picked there, but I mean, you know, considering how well we've done recently, there's no point of me changing the side too much at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. Now, in terms of the relegation battle towards the bottom of the table, this is actually quite a huge game because Birmingham are just above us in the league, and a defeat here could see us toppling down the table, although we are quite a few points above the drop zone, so I'm not too fearful really. But I mean, I really don't know the point I've actually just made completely. I said we have to win, and then I said if we don't win, it's not that big of a bother, so I mean, make of that what you will. I really am the king of just chatting absolute nonsense. There was barely a minute on the clock when Alex Patterson played the ball forward for Daryl Horgan, who ran at the Birmingham defence, but then fired it just wide of the post from the edge of the box. I mean, it's a good start from the boys. There wasn't really a highlight for about 25 minutes, and Daryl Horgan laid off the ball for Uche Ikpeazu, who had a shot at goal. I mean, next time, probably have a shot, mate. And then from the resulting goal kick from that, Josh Knight managed to miss his header, and Lukas Jukovic was played through on goal, but then Josh Knight managed to recover and block the shot. I mean, it's been a humdinger of a game so far, trust me. And by the way, I think we only beat Birmingham by a goal to nil the last time we played them, so I expect probably the same result again. Birmingham City started to assert themselves into the game a bit more a few minutes later, and David Davis sprayed the ball out wide for Kieftenbeld, who hit a good cross into the box with Lukas Jukovic to hit straight at David Stockdale. Oh, these highlights are getting better and better. And then after 31 minutes, it was that man David Davis again who sprayed the ball out wide for James McLean to run through on goal and fire it past Stockdale. And of course, because it's Football Manager, it was his first goal of the season. Of course it is. To be honest, my thought process after we conceded a goal is like, how did we allow James McLean so much room behind us? And then I found out he was actually marginally offside. Yeah, great. Of course, we get those sort of decisions against us when we don't have VAR in our league. I mean, what is the linesman doing?
Lino! You've got to fucking see that!
Half time came about and we were losing 1-0 at the break. I mean, I feel like there's a common theme developing here where we're just shit every time we come to a live con game. Oh, Chris, we're going to play really well for you when we're not playing on camera, but then when we turn on the cameras, we're going to play really shit and lose the game. Cheers, lads. Let me down again. In the second half, Birmingham City were doing really well shutting us out, but Jack Grimmer managed to get some space after overlapping down the right wing, but fired his shot straight at the keeper. Switches off for their goal, doesn't score for us. Brilliant. Thanks, Jack. With half an hour left on the game and us still not getting the control of the match, I decided to send on Alex Samuel and went to a 4-2-2. But chances were still far and few between, and Nick Freeman's crosser managed to come in towards Alex Patterson, who hit a shot well wide of the goal. And things got more and more desperate, and I decided to throw the kitchen sink at it and send on Akinfenwa, despite him not scoring for God knows how long, on for Nick Freeman, and I decided to drop the right winger and go 3 strikers up top. And I thought for once, miracles might happen and Akinfenwa might score, and that's exactly what didn't happen, and we lost the game 1-0. It's just not my day, is it, today? Just not my day. Win the thriller the match before this, and then go and lose 1-0 in the live com game. Sensational stuff, Proudy. Again, mate.